Sports Cash Crew, welcome back to another week episode with your host, Mr. ESPN, where we discuss everything sports and the business behind it. I'm here with my other hosts, Dub and Mr. Mo Better. How y'all doing, fellas? Well, really, I should say, how y'all doing, enemies?
Wow.
Firing the shots away
Hey,
already.
gotta start early, man. I got about what, four more days until we see y'all on that field.
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I would be doing more better if Dallas lost, but they won or whatever.
It's
So
okay. Hey, it gets better when it's later. It gets
That ain't
better.
true, bro. I wanted them Gonzo. Look, I wanted them Gonzo. But please, I don't. You know what? ESPN and all that stuff really bothered me the other day, man. Let me tell you, man. You know, my unlikely Giants found a way to advance into the playoffs. And there was other good games and stuff that happened. And all Monday, all they could talk about was Dallas, Tampa, America's team in Tampa. And I was like, hey, can somebody please stop this and talk about my guys? Because we won a game too, And so we're not gonna start this show with just Dallas talk. We'll get to them at some point, I'm sure. But can we let's wrap it. Let's rewind and go back to all the other games that took place, please.
Yes, let's start with the biggest upset. Obviously, Jacksonville versus the Los Angeles Chargers being up 27-0. And Sunshine, aka Trevor Lawrence, finds some will, some way, somehow to reel back the Jaguars to a 31-30 upset. What happened?
The Chargers shit the bed. That's what happened.
A tale of two halves, bro.
Tale of two halves. You had one job. Chargers defense let them up. The Chargers offense messed up. The Chargers head coach messed up. The Chargers head coach should be fired. Ain't no way.
The GM, the president.
Well, technically, they said they're gonna keep the Chargers head coach to next year, so
he gotta go.
He's not getting fired. They said he's welcome to the facility the very next day. There's no issues. He's still got his job.
He did two stupid things. The first stupid thing he did was play Mike Williams in a game that he didn't need to be playing in. Number one, playing all his starters almost all four quarters of that stupid game. And then when Mike Williams gets injured, fractures his foot, his toe, his back, his fractures his back. Jesus.
That's a big.
Then you get a lead 27-0 at halftime, and then you put up 3 points in the second half.
That's the issue, is the 3 points in the second half. I mean, you put up 27 in the first, you get 4 picks. I mean, at that point, you're supposed to just put your foot on the gas, end the game in the third quarter. Technically, fourth quarter, you could have done what UGA did. You could put in your backups. But
right.
You had no business on letting Jaguars have some type of momentum, not even having momentum, getting back in the game, and then taking over the game and eventually having the game-winning field goal. So I agree. That's bad game management. That's bad execution. That's bad all over the place. That was definitely not supposed to happen.
Cost me a lot of money, man. Anyway,
did you see
that? Hey, I mean, Jacksonville winning. I think right before the half they scored 7 points, and clearly they had a little chit chat during halftime. I was like, this game, there's still plenty of time. Left. We've seen other comebacks in the past, so why not us?
Right. So, yeah. Shout out to the Jags though, man. That defense really stepped up in that second half, man. Almost shut them out. Like you said, Sunshine came in there, was throwing that thing, like Kens would say. Throwing that thing, everybody was eating.
Yep. So I got a quick question though, man. Because I mean, I am one of them that I fell in love with Justin Herbert a long time ago, but is it starting to look real kind of I guess overrated with Justin Herbert? Because I mean, he still ain't make I mean, yeah, he got stats. He got plenty of regular season stats. Like he got like in the same amount of time, I think he's has the most yards of any quarterback ever or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But What is it translated to? It's his first time in the playoffs, and he goes into Jacksonville where he's favored to win and doesn't find a way to do that. Like, we could talk about the defense giving up points, but offense, how'd you stop scoring?
Yeah. Yeah. Young. I mean, that's his first playoff appearance. Mistake. That's the only thing. Mistake. The only thing that could redeem himself, he can put this behind and he can go on a run for the rest of his career and continue to make the playoffs and win games, or he can have a Jay Cutler career. It's his choice.
Chill. You OD with the Jay Cutler.
Now, talent wise, he's definitely a top tier quarterback.
Absolutely.
But mentally, he's just not there yet. Like it takes experience and time. He don't have that Joe B in him yet. Joe B been a dog since college. He's had big game experience. Mm-hmm. He just transitioned that into the NFL. Justin Herbert, unfortunately, didn't have that much at Oregon. So, will be a learning curve for him. But eventually, he'll definitely get there. I don't think this is something to harp on. As long as he gains the trust of the head coaches where he's able to call plays himself, and I think he'll be all right going forward from there.
We gotta see, because you ain't gonna have that top tier talent around you all your career too. Let's not forget that he was blessed to have that talent this year, even though they had them injuries. But he got a stacked team, so
he definitely does.
Not like he don't got the talent. But let's go to the Saturday night matchup. Seattle versus the San Francisco 49ers, and look like at first
that was the Saturday afternoon.
I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Saturday afternoon. I'm sorry. First game of the Saturday matchups. At first, that game looked a little close, and then the San Fran defense turned up, and it got out of hand real fast.
What Randy Moss said, it broke it open, boy. God,
man. Seattle played well for about 3 quarters.
2, bro. 2. That was it.
Barely 2 quarters.
Okay. See, I was trying to be, generous, but up until
halftime, you saw what happened. They ain't scored.
Up until halftime, and then I looked like the 49ers got into the locker room and said, all right, let's put this away. That defense turned up crazy. Nick Bosa ended up getting that fumble recovery, and after that, it was over. It was over.
Yeah, that's really where it started. Seattle was driving, and then somebody got a sack fumble. Bosa picked it up, and from there it was just it got real purdy out there.
Big facts.
Rocking the game.
Are we saying that Purdy might look a little bit better every week, and this might be his job next year?
You never know, man.
I don't know. I mean, hey, it's our job to guess, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's going to have that job next year, but he will have a job. I do think so. Because while you out here playing so well for San Fran, you also getting scouted.
Right. Right.
So,
hey, you heard it here first. You know where he would look good? In that teal, orange, and white down in Miami.
But Miami don't have a defense like San Fran. I think him having that defense.
What that defense got to do with the quarterback throwing the ball?
Well, that defense put you in good field advantage a lot of times. That helps.
That's fine. We're not worried about that. I'm signing a contract for me, and I'm going to Miami.
I don't know. I honestly, I mean, I give a lot of the props to Shanahan. Yeah. So, with that being said, if Purdy was to go anywhere else, which I wouldn't suggest, I would say Miami, just because
that's the best fit.
Mike McDaniels is a Shanahan disciple.
Exactly. Makes the best fit. And they might need a quarterback. We don't know what's going to happen with Tua.
I don't know if Purdy would have anywhere kind of success with too many other people.
Yep.
He go to the Raiders.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen. He go to Atlanta. Not going to happen. It's like, you can't just put him with anybody. I don't know if he's that guy.
I agree. I think San Fran is the best place for him. It looked like he fits that offense. He got weapons on both sides of the ball, which helps. And he looked like he got that pep in his step. He looks comfortable. He's throwing 3 touchdowns.
San Fran got a really cool problem, bro. They have like 3 potential starting quarterbacks, dog.
3 QB. Sound like a lot of sound like a lot of picks to me.
Sounds like a
Like
whole
lot
lot
of picks. We definitely gonna have to see how that
sounds
play
like some
out.
assets to me.
Yeah. So let's go to the Sunday games. We have speaking of the Taylor Orange, we have the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills, which surprisingly surprised, I think, a lot of people how close this game ended up being.
Yeah.
Miami played pretty well, actually. Buffalo didn't play up to par. Josh Allen almost gave it away. How we feeling about these Bills now? Even though they slid by, are we still confident that they might make the AFC Championship game?
It still can happen, but they definitely look human.
Mediocre.
At the beginning of the season, they look like superheroes, untouchable. Now they're starting to look like, okay, we make mistakes. We're not as consistent as we once were. I'm not saying they can't get back to that, but definitely going into are they going into Cincinnati? Oh no, Cincinnati's going to them.
Going to them. Yep.
Sure, it don't matter because Miami came to them too, right?
Yep.
Yep. They play bad at home anyway. So Joe B's gonna come in there and lay it down and get.
And can we be honest? Joey B plays well on the road. I don't think playing on the road affects Joey B. I mean, look at last year. I don't, and honestly, that probably be less pressure on him. You don't have the home crowd to worry about. It's just him and his boys and his teammates on that field, and they're gonna head to head with their opponent. So I don't think that road thing really matters to the Bengals, and definitely not to Joey B. But I gotta say one thing: Josh Allen's gonna have to clean it up. These mistakes he made against Miami, he can't make them against Cincinnati, because Joey B can't put them points back on the board to make you pay. We saw that last year, with the run they had. So that's going to be quite interesting. But hey, they got the job done. They took care of Miami. Even Miami had a backup, but they didn't look too well. And I'm a little concerned for the Bills. They don't look real mafia-ish right now.
What you got for us, Dub Master? Nasty Dub.
Let me drop some knowledge. Personally, when it comes to just the Bills, I think they just had a bad game. I just think it's just one of those games. It happens all the time. But when it comes to Josh Allen is it's like our version of Brett Favre. Like, you're gonna have to live with and die with the decisions he makes. Like, because he's just one of those guys that he's going for the highlight reel pretty much every other play. And because he has such a big arm, he is such a big dude, he could run over people, he could throw all 100 yards of the field. He's gonna go for it sometimes. He's gonna do things that, he's gonna try to break every sack just to make some other highlight reel play. So he's just one of those people that you're gonna have to take the cons with the pros of him. So, today he might throw 4 touchdowns and rush for 2 touchdowns. Tomorrow it might be the other way around. So, you just gotta live with it with Josh Allen. I just think it was a tough game. It was a divisional game. Nobody likes those. So I mean, personally, I think he's gonna play much better against Cincinnati.
Okay. Now we got the biggest matchup, the biggest upset of the weekend. We had the New York Giants.
No, stop.
Right. Put some respect.
No, because first earlier you said the Jacksonville one was the biggest upset. That's what you said. And now,
according to NFL history, yes, because of the lead. But
technically Jacksonville was at home, so if anything, they should probably have the edge.
The second biggest upset of the weekend.
Lead, bro.
The New York Giants versus the Minnesota Vikings, in which the Giants handled their business. I gotta give it to them, and took care of them Vikings that look real fraudish this year.
I need you to say it with some oomph, bro. I want you to see me.
Right. Where's the positivity?
I would never have positivity for any other team in the NFC East that's not the Philadelphia Eagles.
Jesus.
They're not even real.
Philadelphia Eagles, man.
You'll see in February. But anyway, Daniel Jones, a.k.a. in the words of Jig, Daniel Dollars.
Danny Dollars, man.
Took care of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's moving on. I think this is the first playoff win for the Giants since you guys' Super Bowl run, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. Probably.
This time
I know it's our first playoff appearance in like 5, 6
5,
years.
6 years. Okay. So I think it's the biggest turnaround of the season. I nobody saw the Giants having the season they had, going to the playoffs, taking care of business. Now they're going on to the divisional round. Daniel Jones played very solid. Saquon played very solid. And it looked like you guys executed the game plan to perfection. And now you guys took out the number 2 seed in the NFC. As you guys being the Giants fans, how do you guys feel about this? What do you guys think is going to be necessary for the next round? Obviously, you guys got another divisional game. You guys will be playing the Eagles. But watching you guys' first matchup, what do you like, dislike about how the Giants have played the first game of the playoffs?
You want to go first, Dub?
Go for it, Mr. Mo Better.
Man, I told y'all we was going to win. I don't know why you doubted me. I don't know why you doubted me. I said it way back. I said these dudes are beatable. We went in there. It looked like a home game almost for us. Unfortunately, fortunately. We went in there. We took care of business. Justin Jefferson, I love him, but not that day. Get him out of here. Dory Jackson put the clamps on him for 6 catches, 37 yards when he was matched up against him. I think he finished with 50-something yards. I think he had like 7, 8 catches. It doesn't matter. He was irrelevant. The person who did kill us, though, was the tight end. TJ Hawkinson had a field day. But we did enough to get the job done. Danny Dollars was throwing that thing. You hear me? He hit everybody in the numbers, in the hands. I think he had 1 questionable pass the whole time. Saquon came in there, did his thug thizzle, shake and bake a couple people, ran over a couple people.
Looking like Bo Jackson.
Who else? Man, shout out to the emerging star wide receiver. I'm going to say star, right? Just being OD. Hodgins, because he came off at practice squad. I don't know if anybody's been following the Giants. We've been having wide receiver issues all year. I think we have had like 22-something receivers, if I'm not mistaken, the entire year. He came off the practice squad. Now he's like our number 1 receiver, and he's doing the damn thing. Hands superb. Catching everything.
He might need
Philly.
That's what Darius Slayton.
He's like the equivalent. I'm not gonna say as good as so let me make sure I said that before. Yeah, I remember Deshaun Jackson used to drop wide open passes too, like big time wide open passes. Very similar. But we go into Philly on this weekend. We play the Philadelphia Eagles, man. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm gonna be honest. Do I expect us to win? No. Do I expect a good game? Yes. What's gonna happen? New York Giants with the W, baby. 35-20.
Somebody with some sense, please. Continue.
Nasty.
Yo, come on, man. Plus 300 yards, plus 75 yards on the ground. No other quarterback has ever done it in a playoff game. And then some guy named Danny Dimes comes in there and he does that. Shit, why not? Look, man, a lot of people wasn't even picking us to be in the playoffs. I mean, to let alone even have a winning record. We were supposed to be picking top 10 at least.
Yeah, but
right.
By Sean.
We found a way into the playoffs. It's 0-0. That's how I look at it. It's 0-0. Right. Everybody beatable. It don't matter. We go into Minnesota. We take care of business. Shout out to Kirk Cousins on a 4th and 3, thinking that Justin Jefferson ain't the guy to throw it to. I'll take it. All I know is earlier in the season, I saw the Vikings play the Bills, and it was 4th and forever. They just threw that thing to Justin, and he came down with it with one hand. Why not try it again? What do I care? But
right.
if anything, we wasn't picked to win this game. But even though the Vikings' pass defense is pretty bad and stuff anyway, but this gives you confidence in a quarterback that you wasn't too sure of anyway. And it gets confidence for himself, like him, Daniel. Like he feels better going into Philly after playing like that than he would have if it was anything less. I feel like if it was I feel like if we won the game, but Saquon went off of 180 yards or something like that, and Daniel just was the game manager, he probably wouldn't have the confidence because Saquon could get off. We're not worried about that. But we got to see Daniel Jones get off, and especially with his receivers we got, like Jig mentioned, Isaiah Hodgins, really, So I think it's going to be a better game than people think. I mean, granted, even with Minnesota, I wasn't going to go and put my money on New York. I wasn't going to do that. And I won't do that again with Philly. I understand the rosters. But like I said, it's 0-0. We 1-0. We got a chance to go 2-0. And hey, I've seen it before. Why not again?
Right. Okay. You see what we did there? We didn't bash nobody. We didn't talk negative about your team. Your turn, Mr. ESPN. Don't make me reach through the phone, bro.
Okay, Soldier Boy. Last matchup of the Sunday game, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals, which surprisingly was going to go the way that I think most people in America didn't think it was going to go. But at the end, the Bengals was able to pull it out with the victory without Lamar Jackson playing. Are we still feeling the same way about the Bengals like we feel about the Bills, or do we have a little bit more?
I'll start this one off, bro. I mean, look, I think I told you this. We was talking earlier in the week. The Bills and the Bengals both they real sketchy going into this week, and I'm glad they playing each other. somebody got to figure it out. I've always had this philosophy that bad teams or the team that's supposed to lose finds ways to lose sometimes. Right. And Baltimore's not a bad team, but nobody picked them to win, and they went and found a way to lose. They did not get beat, if that makes sense. I don't think Cincinnati was very good. They should have smacked them by at least 14, right? Right. But Baltimore, with the chance to actually win the game, not just look, and it wasn't like they were just looking presentable. They had a chance to
win it, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, maybe it's not quite as dramatic, but shoot, the quarterback in that sneak gave me Patriots vibes with that lateral damage stuff. Like, I'm like, bro, let's think about the science here, bro. For starters, he just ran for a first down or whatever, like a good 20-some yards or whatever. Like, you got like
5 running backs.
5 running backs, bro. My man, Tyler Huntley, he's like what, like maybe 6 foot tall? I don't know. And it wasn't like it was 4th and inches or something, bro. Like it was like a long 2 yards, bro.
Yeah.
And he went and tried to jump over the top on a QB sneak. Like, you're not Josh Allen, bro. Like, he's built for that type of stuff. Like,
right.
Like, what are you doing, bro? So between him doing that and the coaches just not making a play call to give it to one of the 17 running backs they got on his roster, you chose to lose, bro. Like, you did not get beat. You might as well be Russell Wilson throwing that pick in the Super Bowl, like, instead of running the ball to Marshawn. Like, it was just stupid. It's like, you really could have been playing this week. They could have been heading out to Kansas City. Or I think if they won, they would have went to Kansas City. But whatever it is, like, they could have been playing, and instead we just gonna talk about how Lamar Jackson would have been playing if he had money.
That's where I was gonna go. Baltimore would have been
perfect segue.
Perfect segue. Baltimore would have been straight had they paid my boy. And I told y'all when his injury first happened, he's not stepping back on that field for these dudes. And to me.
Respectfully,
I don't care what he's trying to tell the reporters. I'm pretty sure he could play. He would have played had he got paid. And since you didn't pay me, now we all at home chilling.
But whatever he put on that Instagram post was a bold face lie. Lamar Jackson, stop. Who do you think you're fooling? Like, like you didn't need to post anything. We already know what's up, bro. Like, you don't feel valued. You don't feel valued. It's cool. Right. Just say that, man.
We're going to have to see in the offseason what they're going to do with that, because if they let him go, that's going to be a big mistake. But let's get to the last game of the week, Monday night. Dallas Cowgirls Cowboys versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Tom
yeah, yeah. The
Brady.
Cowboys won. All right, cool.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't expect this shellacking that that was handed out to Tampa Bay.
I didn't
I was
expect
like,
that
okay,
either.
Tom Brady in the playoffs. He usually does good.
Something.
He rarely loses in the first round,
Or
and he got smacked.
Yeah, I was on record for saying, yo, the Bucks are scary. You may not want, I know they've been playing bad, but you may not want to play them in the playoffs. And Dallas said, yeah, hold my, what they say, hold my purse or whatever it is.
Hold my beer. Hold my beer.
hold,
Yep.
hold that thought. I got something for you. And they went.
Dak was out there throwing that thing.
it was.
Yeah, bro.
the
I went
first
to sleep
time.
at halftime. I said, okay.
This is
But
over.
yeah, between them just putting a beating on them and they kicker just refusing to make a kick, like it was just all a show to me. And so, it was all a show. I was like, yo, Vlad, when you had your Ohio State kicker out there, suiting up for
Nah,
Dallas, bro.
man. Nah, that was worse than that. Jesus Christ.
Well, he
Yeah,
missed 4, right?
Four
4
of
in a
them.
row.
bro, he was point shaving. And you know what? In my mind, I was like, watch somehow or another Tampa Bay make this ill comeback, and then he gonna make the game-winning field goal.
Yo, it could have happened.
It could have happened. If
Yo,
they
it
had
could
more
have happened.
time.
I believe if that bomb that Tom Brady threw to Mike Evans, if he caught that for that touchdown, I think momentum would have shifted crazy. I don't remember. Y'all remember when they kicked the onside kick? They got it back. The first play, he threw it like 50 yards down the field, and it went right off Mike Evans' fingertips, wide open, bro, for a touchdown.
Yeah, but it's time. Time was not on the Buck side.
Oh man, this is football. Anything could happen. That took 5 seconds.
Bro, we've seen some crazy stuff, man. So
Right.
it could have happened, bro. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Coulda, woulda, coulda.
Well, I think we all happy here. At least Tom Brady's at home. That's good for all of us.
No,
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I would have rather Tom Brady in this time.
Yeah. Honestly,
I gotta hear the Cowboys still say, "We got a chance." Sit your ass down.
Well, speaking of the Cowboys, since they did move on, I think that's perfect to segue into the next round matchups for this week. Let's go ahead and start with the Saturday games. Jacksonville versus Kansas City and Kansas City. Who do we have in the second round?
Yes, let's go.
Upset alert.
Upset alert. Let's go.
Upset
I
alert.
really got the Jaguars taking down the Chiefs.
Look, man.
Look.
The Chiefs defense is true trash.
That ain't even the reason though, because they always been true
Trash.
Outside of Chris Jones, their defense has always been buns. There's just something, I don't know. There's something in the air, and I've been wrong about this before. But there's something in the air that's telling me that Trevor Lawrence, if you can forget that you just threw 4 interceptions in the first half and still win this game, then hey, why not?
Why not?
This is gonna be the game that, like, I don't know, something you remember when the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl against the Bucks and their defense was just eating them alive. Like Patrick was running all over the place. I don't know why Jacksonville doesn't even have that kind of personnel, but it's gonna be like that, bro. They about to get at them, man. Don't quote me though.
You heard it here first. I'm gonna double down on what Dub said, man. I'm going with Jacksonville for the upset.
And I'm
it's
going
upset weekend. It's upset weekend, baby.
Nah, that was last week. I'm going to be the only logical one here. I got the Chiefs for this.
Chiefs by what, bro? By how many?
2 touchdowns. I got them by 2 touchdowns. Let's go to I think the best game of the week. We got a divisional game. We got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Giants for this late game on Saturday night in Philly. You got a little rash on your arm, bro. You might want to get that checked out. Jalen Hurts seems like he will be healthy, ready to play. I think this is not going to be as easy as we think, but I still got the Eagles winning by at least by like 10 to move on to the conference championship. Sorry, your guys will be going home in New York. You had a good year, but this is where the train stops and for you to get off. So
he just be piling on, bro. I love it, man. I love it. Like I said earlier, bro. I understand what Philly's been all year, or for the bulk of the year, but I think there's a certain kind of confidence. There's a run that the Giants are on right now. Like they not you got to think they're not 9-7. Okay, we're 1-0. Okay, we're not 9-7 anymore. That happened already. We're 1-0, and I just feel like, and I know Minnesota. Nobody really thought Minnesota was going. I mean, even if Minnesota beat us, nobody thought they were going to make it past this round.
Absolutely.
But sometimes it's the way you play, bro. It's the way you play. Like, we could have won by 2 touchdowns, or it could have been easier than that. We didn't it wasn't like we needed a game-winning field goal and it was only 17-14. Like, I think Giants in 3.
Okay.
Next,
we have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills, the 2 teams that struggled in the first round in Buffalo.
let me get that siren, Dub.
This one myself, I'm not gonna lie, I do got Joey B in the Bengals for. I don't call it an upset. I don't think it's gonna be an upset, but I do got them taking down the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills just doesn't look like that number 1 dominant team in the AFC no more. I think they messed up by not getting the number 1 seed, by the way. I think that's going to haunt them, but I do got Joey B moving on, so we will have a repeat of Joey B versus Pat Mahomes in the AFC Championship game.
You heard it here.
I don't agree.
That's fine.
I don't agree. Personally, I mean, granted, I think Buffalo is about to start feeling the pain of missing Von Miller, for real. However, at the same time, Cincinnati lost like 3 offensive linemen over the last 3 weeks, bro.
That's
it's not good on that end. And I know I've seen Joey B get sacked 7 times in a game and still win. I get it. But something tells me this game is in Buffalo, and I think Josh Allen, like I said earlier, Josh Allen, I don't think it's going to have a repeat performance like he did. Cincinnati, even on their front, even on their defensive front, they're a little hurt. I know Trey Hendrickson is playing injured. So I think I'm gonna have Buffalo win this one. I think Buffalo wins by about a touchdown. I'm gonna say about a touchdown.
Yeah, I expect this game to be close. I want the upset for real. So what I want to happen is the upset. Joe B. But in all honesty, I agree with Dub, man. I think it's going to be a close game in Buffalo, in that cold, at home. Josh Allen barely makes it, a field goal or something, but it's not going to be like a dominant win like people expect.
Nah.
I agree.
It's going to be similar to the win he just had with Miami. He's going to struggle, but he's going to play much better.
It's going to be a grind out, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have like what he had, like 4 turnovers by himself in Miami. Yeah. Nah, he ain't going to have all that.
It's crazy.
This the game of the week right here coming up for me.
Dallas, San Fran. We have the Dallas Cowboys finally moving on to the second round, and who knows how long. But they came off a big win against Tampa Bay. 49ers came off a big win against the Seahawks. But I do got the 49ers moving on. I think that defense is just too much. Once Fred Warner and Nick Bosa put some paws on deck, he's going to be trembling in that pocket. And Michael Parsons and Trayvon Diggs going to have their hands full chasing CMC and Deebo Samuel around. I just think 49ers just got too many playmakers, too many heads, too many elite athletes for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys are ready for this type of game. So I got the 49ers winning it. I think that crowd is going to be crazy, going to be real rowdy in San Fran. I got the 49ers 28-14.
I like it. What I expect, right? Well, no, what I want to happen, of course, for them to go in there into the 49ers facilities and get washed and get sent back home, right? What I think is going to happen, and I don't even know which way to choose. I think this game is more even than people think or are wanting to to say it is.
Yeah.
I think the winner wins by no more than 10 points, but I can't choose which side. Who's gonna have
the 10?
Yeah, who's gonna have the 20? Was it 28-18 or 35-25, something like that? I just can't pick the winner though. But I think this game is gonna be a lot of excitement, a lot of oohs and ahs this game.
Yeah, I agree. This is tighter than people want to admit. There's things about momentum and how things happen. Dallas finished the season pretty bad, but then you beat Brady and the Bucks the way you do. You end up with a certain kind of momentum. San Fran plays Seattle. I don't think there's many people in this country that thought Seattle was going to beat San Fran. So, when they took care of business, they kind of had to. So Tampa, I feel like, has more momentum, I guess you could say, even though they it's hostile. They going into San Fran. Actually, I think it's good for Dallas to not play at home. Really, I think they get
way they do bad at home.
Lights too bright.
They don't take that pressure well. So, I think they could play a little bit more loose. They got a lot of momentum. Dak is feeling himself. The whole team is feeling themselves. So, I mean, and they probably like their chances against, their defense against Mr. Irrelevant. So, but I mean, my heart and my mind, of course, I want San Fran to win. It won't really surprise me if Dallas wins this game, though. It really won't.
That's facts. That's facts.
We got all faith in Dallas this time around.
No, I don't have. I mean, bro, I hate Dallas, but I mean, let's be real. I understand what I see. So.
Well, hopefully,
I'll leave it at that, though.
Hopefully, Mr. Irrelevant is still relevant going into next week. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode with your host, Dub, and Mr. ESPN, along with Mr. Mo Better. Stay tuned to next week while we recap the divisional rounds and see who makes it to the conference championship.
Yo, can we call you Mr. Mo Butter? Yo, we out, bro. Play my exit music.
Hey, wait, one thing, man. Fuck Philly, man.